This is the What's Next podcast, Houston's #1 platform where I invite creatives to share their journeys and give us a depiction of their visions. Most importantly, the last question I'll ask is, what's next? Yes. Yeah.
Yo, it feel like 95. Sachi on my body. Biggie chicken puffy, all that ballin' is a hobby. And I'm wildin' in my wallies. Them valleys, no Pilates. More way get you more.
Houston, Texas, welcome back to episode number 56 of the What's Next podcast. A production of Still Visionary Inc. I'm going to stop right there with the intro because I want to ask y'all how y'all doing first and foremost.
Hey.
I want to let you know what song I'm playing right now. That Thinkin. You know I love that song. I love that record.
I know.
I love that record. But before we get started with the episode, let's introduce our social media handles so we don't disrupt the flow of the conversation when we get to that point.
Sure. I'm Damaria.
Welcome back.
Hello again.
Welcome back.
My social media, Twitter and IG is at Damaria Official. Damaria is spelled Damaria Official. Boom.
Okay.
I'm Ja. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Sir SIR Ja JAMONET. Monet. Yeah, that's it.
And my name is John Ross Dike I, and you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at John Ross Dike and still _visionary. If you would, connect with me on LinkedIn, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my fan page on Facebook, and visit my website at stillvisionary.com. To everybody listening to this podcast, that's stillvisionary.com. In front of us, directly in front of us, I have all my merch, which is totally different from the setup we had last time, right? And you can shop stillvisionary.com for all of my merch. And yes, the pay button is on and active.
Period.
How are y'all doing?
Tired, but good.
Okay.
In good spirits.
Okay.
Blessed.
Okay. I want to toast right quick. Let me get my glass.
Oh, Ken.
I want to toast first and foremost.
Okay.
First and foremost, I want to say you might not remember this. Okay, I've been listening to episode 14 respectively, 19 respectively. That is Purpose and Love Overdose, which is now streaming on my website under the What's Next podcast tab. But I've been listening to those episodes frequently.
Yay.
And I want to say that you guys were the first people to come on my podcast directly after my son passed away. Right. So, I want to say that, man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Toast to a great episode. Toast to your single, Boss You Up. Rest in paradise, baby D. Rest in paradise, baby D. So, how y'all doing?
Ooh, we are here alive and well.
Period.
Happy to be breathing.
No doubt.
Working.
No doubt.
Hard.
No doubt.
That's what.
One thing I love about y'all, okay? All right, and I don't know the money that y'all put into y'all projects or the budget, but it looks like y'all have so much fun.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Talk about that.
Well, for me, I don't know if it's the same for her, but this is what I love to do.
No doubt.
Like, music is everything
Okay.
to me. So I know what goes into having a music career.
Okay.
So I kind of have to love the process to not go crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially when you're upcoming and you don't have a team and everything. So you kind of have to make it fun,
Yeah.
or it's going to be a very depressing journey for you because
Okay.
it's very hard.
Okay.
So that's it for me.
Okay. So this is where I'll start out. I don't know if everybody made it to the end of episode 19. I know that the footage cut off when we recorded that episode last year. I know the footage cut off. What should people take from this single that you dropped? Because this is the reason why I say I'm specifying specifically about the single, is because we're going to come back and talk about the album.
Yeah.
But I thought it was meant to be when I saw that y'all were dropping the video the same day I'm dropping episode 56. So I picked up the phone and called Kay, and I was like, look, we got to make this happen. So what should people take?
From the single,
Yeah.
I think it's just like a look into my mindset
Okay.
of how I view myself.
Okay.
And the way that I move.
Okay.
And just kind of like giving people a look into, me being a self-proclaimed boss. Like, I don't
Okay.
need nobody telling me a boss because I already know that I am.
Okay.
Like, I take care of my shit.
Okay.
I handle my shit. I pay
Okay.
for my own shit. I'm not looking for a handout
Okay.
or, a favor. I don't ask for favors.
No doubt.
Of course, I appreciate support.
No
Always.
doubt.
That's what we looking for. But I'm not asking people to do something for me or
Okay.
to help me skip steps up the ladder or whatever.
Okay.
So, it's just about me, my grind, trying to get to these millies.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it. It's
Okay.
a little vibe.
Okay. Kay, how you doing, man? What you doing over there? How you doing?
Good. I'm chilling.
Okay. So, like I said before, man, I just love y'all team. I love y'all movement. I love your music. First and foremost, I love your music.
Thank you.
I'm a huge fan of yours. We're specifically talking about Boss You Up today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love the record. Okay. We're gonna premiere the video sometime in this episode. Not premiere. You're gonna premiere it Tuesday at 11.
But it's premiere day, so it's
Premiere
the day that it's
Okay.
coming out.
For
so.
sure.
yeah.
And then it'll follow suit on my episode later on.
Yeah.
Okay. This is where I want to go with it. I was listening to episode number 19, right? And you mentioned, I guess where I want to go with it is, are you doing what you intended to do with music now? Because the way you worded it in episode 19, you had said that you didn't think college was important. And I was like, nah, college is important because you were singing there, you were networking there, right? And so I intended to come in here and ask you today, had you or are you doing what you intended to do when you started doing music back in the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that I think about it, yeah, absolutely. Cause I remember when I first started, like back in 2013,
Okay.
like I didn't know how to do shit. I didn't know how to start recording music, where to go, how to do it,
No
where
doubt.
to get beats from,
No doubt.
how to put together a photo shoot. It was so many things I had to figure out. So just fast forward 7 years later, like I'm literally doing everything I need to do
Yeah.
to put myself on a path to get somewhere and to be successful as an artist.
For sure.
And then back then I had no idea. So I would say, yeah, I'm on the right path, I feel like.
Good.
Yeah. Finally.
Okay.
7 years later.
It
I'm on the
takes
right
some
path.
time.
Yeah.
It takes some time. Look, I mean, shit, 47 episodes later, you and I, or is it 47? No, I'm sorry. It's 37.
Yeah.
No, it's 27.
You don't even remember.
Episode 19.
See, you losing count.
56 from 19 is 37. It's 37 episodes later,
Okay.
right? And we're here.
We are.
Okay.
Amen.
And now I'm gonna save the majority of the curiosity and the questions for album day.
Okay.
All right. When I ask you this
summer.
next
Whoop, whoop.
this summer, definitely, because I got a question from episode number 19 that I'm gonna bring up again later on. Okay.
Okay.
So, but not this episode, but the episode we talk about the album.
Gotcha.
Okay. So creativity comes from experiences. Boss You Up.
Mm-hmm.
What was the experience that led you to writing that song?
What you laughing for?
Here we go. Houston, Texas, man. We
What
finna
is
play
you
Boss You Up right
laughing?
now. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
You know, sweetheart, one day you can narrate a riddle.
What you laughing for, girl?
Houston, Texas, baby. Let's go. Boss You Up. Damaria's in the building. What's going on, man?
Hey.
Yeah. Yo, I had to level up with the setup, man.
Yeah, I love
Houston,
it.
Texas. Let's get it, man. Yeah. Yo, you was spitting so many gems in this record. Heard about me.
But it's hard to find me.
Yeah.
Lay low with my team, plotting on a milli. See, I don't work for free. Pay me what you owe
Because
me.
people ask you to do stuff for free all the
Won't
time.
show up
Yeah.
All the time. So I wanted to make a proclamation.
So let me lower it a little bit. So creativity comes from experiences.
Yes.
Boss You Up. What was the experience that led you to writing that record?
I think multiple experiences.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
One day I got fed up over a certain situation,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a good fed up, like a good, a good kind of anger that motivates you. Like when you get angry about something and it motivates you. Like I was angry motivated. And I was motivated to write a hit song. And I was just like, this is what I need to write about. So I wrote about just kind of feeling like knowing my value as a person. That was the first thing. I wanted to just talk about the fact that I'm the type of person where I like to lay low because I don't like to always be in the mix.
No doubt.
And I do like to stay focused.
No
so
doubt.
that was the first thing I wanted to make clear. And then just kind of giving people an introduction to what I really am about and what I really be doing. Like, because I'm not the most sociable person. I'm not constantly jumping on live, like, and constantly showing my personality. So I'm like, let me start giving them an idea of how I really move. I'm very low key. This is what I'm doing. I'm plotting on trying to be rich, and I'm also working on my music, and I also don't trust niggas, and I also keep real niggas around me because I don't trust niggas.
Yeah.
And just kind of telling them how my mindset is.
The illest line you said on there was top 10 I graduated.
And that's true.
And
That's
I
facts.
know, because you said that in episode 19. When you said that, I was like, okay, she's spitting facts.
Yeah, I just wanted to introduce them. I needed to give them an introduction record. Do you want to get to know Damaria or not? This is the track right here.
Okay, you were spitting facts in that joint. So, all right, the experience was what again? I'm sorry, because I was fixated.
But yeah,
on
it
what
was
you were
multiple
saying.
experiences. Just experiences of being fucked over by people. By realizing that I can't trust everybody, because I used to be very quick to trust. Like if somebody said they was my friend, okay, you my friend, like I trust you. And being burned, learning to not rely on other people to do something. Like if I want something done, I'm gonna do it myself. And just learning how to be a boss. That's it. That was the inspiration.
Okay. And so the video concept. Okay, so tell you what, Houston, Texas, this is where we're going to insert the video concept. I want to show the video, right? And we'll come back and talk about it.
Yeah,
right?
let's do that.
Houston, Texas, you're watching and listening episode number 56 of the What's Next podcast, a production of Still Visionary Inc. And this is Boss You Up the video. Hey, before we go into that, Kenedi, you came up with the concept, right?
No, she did.
Okay, we'll talk about it when we get back.
We'll talk about
All right,
it.
peace and blessings.
My mom said to me, sweetheart, one day you should settle down and marry a rich man. And I said, Mom, I am a rich man.
Heard about me, but it's hard to find me. I lay low with my team, plotting on a milli. See, I don't work for free, pay me what you owe me. I won't show up for free, I only come for money. If you want it, then let me know. If you wanna show, send my fee before. I got what they asking for, ask me for a quote. Yeah, I deserve it, baby. Don't try to short me, baby. That's interest on your payment. Highly educated, top 10 I graduated. Hustle is my profession, trying to teach you a lesson. Coming classes now in session, you in the right location. Gon' need your full attention, put you in the right direction. What you need, I got what you want. If you wanna learn, let me put you on. Let me boss you up, boy, I know the game is rough. You need a woman that know how to double up. Let me boss you up, boy, I know the game is rough. No, you need a woman that know how to stack it up. It's a dirty game, niggas moving grimy. We ain't the same, got real niggas behind me. Had to learn the game, gotta multiply it. We hit the bank, flip it and divide it. If you want it, then let me know. If you wanna show, send my fee before. I got what they asking for, ask me for a quote. I deserve it, baby. Don't try to short me, baby. baby. That's interest on your payment. What you need, I got what you want. If you wanna learn, let me put you on. Got what you need, I got what you want. If you wanna learn, let me put you on. Let me boss you up, boy, I know the game is rough. You need a woman that know how to double up. So baby, let me boss you up, boy, I know the game is rough. You need a woman that know how to stack it up. Let me boss you up, boss you up. Let me boss you up. Let me boss you up. Let me boss you up. Let me.
Houston, Texas. Round of applause for that video, man. Boss you up.
Encore!
We have a sound effect.
That's so hard.
Okay, so boss you up. Mm-hmm. Okay, the video aspect of it.
Yes.
All right. When I saw the clip on Instagram, I was like, damn, I need it. I need to be able to promote the episode somehow. Yeah. Right. I noticed a couple of things. Right. The dancers.
Yeah.
Where you get the dancers from?
My choreographer.
Okay.
I actually went to high school with her.
Okay.
And she randomly started doing her own classes, and I was able to see that she still had the same skill that she had in high school because she was a dancer in high school, and I was a cheerleader. So I saw that she could still move, and I was like, she hard. Like, she needs to choreograph for me. So, of course.
Was she the one on your right or your left?
She was on my...
Right. She was on your right.
The one with the long black hair.
The one on your right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's my choreographer. And then the other young lady, I actually just met her a few months ago, a couple months before the shoot. And she's a good friend of Jordan, who is a choreographer. Okay. And she was just really excited about dancing, and she wanted to be a part of it. So, yeah.
And so you're the idea behind the video. What was the concept behind the video?
The concept behind the video was really just...
And the reason why I say that, I don't mean to cut you off, but the reason why I say that is because when I finally got a chance to look at the Damn Pride video, first of all, I was like, incredible video, right? I like the way you were in the scene with the guy and y'all were looking at each other, right? And then you look up and he's like, he disappeared. And then I liked how you cut it to Friday night. Right. And y'all were dancing in front of the yellow car.
I'll say this, Damn Pride was different because it was a lot of heads that came together for that. Like, me and Kenedi did the treatment. Okay. We had somebody else who was throwing in ideas. We had the director who was throwing in ideas. Yeah. The guy who actually shot the video was throwing in ideas. So it was just like a group effort. So even when we came to set, like, we knew exactly what we wanted to shoot, where we wanted to shoot, what the story was. But the director, the guy who shot the video, he would have different ideas, like, you should do this. I think was that his idea?
Russ.
Yeah, that was Russ. Russ
Oh,
Compton, shout out to Russ.
Yeah.
Okay. He was like, that would be dope if he was there and then disappeared. So he brought that idea like the day of the shoot. Yeah. So it was like a group effort. Yeah. As far as a little.
With Damn Pride.
Yeah, with Damn Pride.
Okay, but, and now with Boss You Up.
Boss You Up. That one was just, I came up with the treatment, and me and her, we always put our head together before anything, before a photo shoot, before a video shoot. So I'll basically come to her and be like, hey, I want to shoot a video and I want it to be about this. And then we'll come up with a treatment, and then she as my creative director will be like, okay, we should add this in to make this dope, or I could bring this prop, or, you know, you should have your dancers do this or wear this. So she'll just add in the details that'll just kind of elevate the situation. So that's normally our process. So for this one, I knew I wanted it to be at the studio we shot it at. I wanted to have a real gangster-like vibe. So I wanted the bricks in the background. I wanted the cash, I wanted the Glocks. I wanted the weed, because it's a part of life. But then I also wanted to show the beauty of being a boss. I wanted to show me and my friends, the people who are closest to me. I wanted to show dancing, of course, because I love to dance. So I added that in there. So it was just kind of like a lifestyle video.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't ask you about Boss You Up is the sample in front. What was the sample in front about? Does that tie into the Femme Fatale whole thing?
Yes, it does. That's
Okay.
all a part of the album. So every single is going to have a little teaser like that on it.
Okay.
Attached to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we got a lot of unpacking to get into.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's safe for the album today,
Right.
specifically about Boss You Up.
Thanks.
Now, when we were setting up for the podcast, you were listening to Jhene, you were listening to her and all of that. Where do you see yourself in that new category of female that's creating music right now in the industry? Where do you see yourself? Because the reason why I say that is because I'm rocking with you the long way.
That's why I love you.
I think that you, the whole package,
Thank
in
you.
terms of like, you write your own music, it's in-house, you putting your own bread up, right? And
Yeah.
nobody else in Houston, Texas that's female right now that I know, right, in arm's length is doing that.
Yeah.
So I really respect that grind.
Thank
You know what I mean? And so how do you see yourself compared to those other girls? Because, I hear people talking about them, and I just want to, Damaria, she
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Check her out. You know what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Where you see yourself at?
I don't really see a comparison at all. I think that the only comparison is that it's all R&B, but
Okay.
there's so many different categories of R&B now. You know, you can be neo soul, you can be alternative, you know, and it's just your sound of R&B could be whatever you want it to be. So I feel like for me, I'm kind of like a chameleon, because you'll hear a song that sounds like old school R&B, but then you'll hear something that's completely, I guess, modern R&B, and then you'll hear something that sounds like it might be low key rap music, but it's still R&B because I'm gonna still add my melodies and harmonies. So I'm constantly giving a different sound. So I don't really have like a style, because I'm ever changing. Like I'm not gonna ever consistently make slow R&B or consistently make club, music. Like I'm gonna continue to give you something different.
Okay.
So I think that's what kind of sets me apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, Houston, Texas, today is March the 15th, I believe, 2020, and we have 291 days. Listen, the coronavirus ain't gonna stop this podcast from dropping on Tuesday the 17th. It ain't gonna stop it, right? Houston, Texas, it ain't gonna stop
I ain't
it.
scared, so.
What do you hope to attain in 291 days?
Oh Lord. I want this to just be my breakthrough year. That's
Okay.
it. I've put in so much time, money that I don't really have, because I ain't rich.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Money I should be spending towards my bills, money I should be spending to pay my student loans. I sacrifice all of that because this is like the number one thing that I think about every single day.
Yeah.
So I just want to see this be my year that everything starts to pay off.
And what does it look like?
It looks like it doesn't have to be like this huge moment. It just needs to come in a form of something, like maybe a form of a big investor, or maybe the form of a partnership with a big label, or maybe the form of a cosign from one of my favorite artists, or maybe being able to headline on a southern leg of a tour, or something like that. It's just like, okay, yeah, she really starting to, have her moment,
Yeah.
So I need 2020 just to be my breakthrough year.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. One thing that I didn't ask you in episode number 19 was, what song's on your mind? That's a segment that I started on the podcast shortly after. Well, I started it, but I forgot to ask you because we were listening to the Love Overdose EP, and I was just caught up in the album, finally getting to play it, finally getting to talk about it, that I forgot to ask you that question. What song's on your mind?
What songs?
Yeah, what song or songs?
Like that aren't mine?
It
Or
doesn't
that are
matter.
mine?
That are yours, aren't yours.
I love Boss You Up. You know,
Okay,
so
okay.
Boss You Up is
I
always
do
on my
too.
mind because that's still my life.
Okay.
In a song.
Okay.
I'm listening to Jhene Aiko right now. She just dropped.
Yeah.
And she, I was just saying before we start recording that I love that she has like her lane of just making healing R&B music.
Yeah.
Like she literally tries to heal through her R&B. I think that's lit because
Okay.
that's different.
Okay.
So it's just very comforting and peaceful. I think it's a lot going on right now in 2020.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on. So I think it's needed.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to a lot of that.
Okay. And I'm playing Boss You Up again right now because I just love the record. Kay, what song's on your mind?
Tell them who.
What song's on your mind?
So Jhene dropped. So
Okay.
Surrender.
Okay.
It's definitely on my mind.
Okay.
By her. And then, of course, Boss You Up is really the whole Femme Fatale album.
Okay.
Because she's heard the whole album.
I've heard it back,
front and back, front and back, front and back.
But
I
it's
can't
really,
wait.
it's honestly a record called The Plan.
Mm-hmm.
That's really her life. And that's like,
That's the first track.
that's
on the
actually
EP.
the first track. So that's really my shit. And then it's just, I have to keep going back to him. But Sound of My Ceremony by Nipsey Hussle. If you listen to it.
We listen to a lot of Nip, so I did.
I've been on it too.
Just by not mentioning that.
I've been on it too.
I listen to Nip every day.
Okay.
Facts.
Listen, man, like I said, just being the fly on the wall, the guy looking from the outside in on y'all camp. I gotta go. The song that's on my mind is, the greatest rapper of all time, Nas. He had a record on Lost Tapes. The first one is called My Way. And I feel like, when I first started this new podcast, that was the first song that was on my mind, My Way, because, the industry has a certain type of look that they want people to be able to qualify to be on that level, right?
Right.
And until you get to that point, you got to do it your way.
Right.
Until you get to that point where they're just like, okay, that girl in Houston, Texas is making noise. Let's pick her up. Let's partner with her. What is she doing? What is she known around the world? I know she's independent. You got to do it your way.
Right.
Right. And the second one, man, I'm going to go ahead and turn this up right here because the second one here, I love Thinkin. I just love it.
So
and as it's playing right now, I just love the record. I just can't stop.
I love that.
Listen, I was listening to the podcast, episode number 19 today when I ran. And the song came on, we were talking about it. And I just played the record, I just played the album. You know what I'm saying? So, Houston, Texas, this is one of my favorite records of 2019. I love this record.
Very sentimental record.
I'm gonna fade it when you come in. I just gotta have it. I just gotta have it. I just gotta have it. The new setup, Houston, Texas. I gotta have it, man. Let's go. Let's go, man. Houston, Texas. We're in the city, baby. Let's go. Hey, man, I had to get this new setup, man, because, look, I wanted to do this setup with y'all, with myself first, but I was like, nah, if Kay and Damaria gonna come on, then we gonna get it here.
Yeah.
When you drop, I'm gonna cut it. Let's. Y'all want to hear me sing?
Yes.
Let's just debunk the eyes.
No, he sung the last one. So it's only right he continues to sing.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Clear it up. There you go.
Here he goes. You coming up. Hold on. You coming up.
From a nigga that wanna be your other half. Weight on your shoulder, but I got your bag.
Here we go.
Girl,
you know I've been thinking about you. Been so long, I've been waiting for you. I think it's time, to let you know what's on my mind. You put in overtime. Here we go, man. Stop that. Listen, man. Listen, we're here. Listen, we are here, man. Listen, we are here.
Period.
Oh, man. So, I'm not going to hold you much longer.
Okay.
Most importantly, the last question I'll ask is, what's next?
Ooh, it's a huge question. Do you know why that's a huge question?
Hold on, right quick. I'm sorry. Let's talk about the record drops when, the video drops when.
The video for Boss You Up drops Tuesday, March 17th.
Okay.
At a time before noon.
Okay, no doubt. Okay. Tuesday, March 17th, the time before noon.
Somewhere between 10 a.m. and noon.
Somewhere between 10 a.m. and noon.
Figure it out.
As soon as it drops, I'm reposting.
Period.
You know that.
That's why
you know that.
And I'm not going to forget that. Once somebody pick me up, I'm going to remember who my day ones was.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Period.
I'm just trying to figure out how to get more people. I want to have that influence to be able to say, listen, Damaria, man, she's got it. She's got good music. She writes her own music, man. And I think this is the person you should be listening to. Yeah. Right.
And you can as a supporter, you just sharing with a random stranger is more than I can ask for. That's exactly all I can ask for. Is you just sharing with people that you meet who might like R&B music or who just want to get onto new music, like introducing my music to them. That's all I can ask of my supporters. And that means a lot to me.
No doubt. So most importantly, the last question I'll ask is, what's next?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer this in two parts.
Okay.
So for one,
I'm gonna ask you the question again when we talk about the album. Okay, so it changes. The number of days left in the year will change.
Right.
Right. But I just want to know what's next for you. Let's narrow it down. What's next for you for the Boss You Up record?
Okay, so
let's go there with that.
This is, of course, the lead single. I'll go ahead and introduce the album. It's called Femme Fatale,
okay,
which is coming this summer.
Okay.
But it's the lead single because it has to set the tone. It's setting the message. It's letting them know what's coming. It's a versatile album, but it's all very much so based on the subject matter of Femme Fatale. So if you don't know what that is, you should Google it. And then next time I'm here, I'll define it for you again in my own way, of course.
For sure.
But yeah, it's just going to be me pushing this record, dropping the visual, and just trying to get people into it. Because right now, maybe 1,000 people have heard it, maybe 1,500, maybe 2. You know, I need for it to be hundreds of thousands of people who heard this song. So we're figuring out the promotion, we're pushing the record, and that's going to be it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I came with goodies.
Yay!
I came with goodies. So what I started doing in 2020 was I started giving the exclusive What's Next podcast, What's Next t-shirt, the SVI t-shirt, right? Yay! I got that for you. And then I think I got another one. Is it 2 here? It is 2 here. Okay, yeah. So I got one for you, What's Next podcast t-shirt, which is the new edition this year, like and one for my homie K down there. Hey, which you know, when we get into this album, okay, this debate of this album, we're gonna get into the album.
Some things on this album.
It ain't no time limit. I need about a week to listen to it.
Okay.
Front and back, you know, it's gonna have my undivided attention.
I live.
Okay.
I stand.
Houston, Texas, man. You know, the Boss You Up video drops
Tuesday. 17th.
Tuesday the 17th.
Between 10 o'clock and 11:59.
Somewhere in between there.
This episode drops same Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Hey,
Spotify.
Premiere day, Tuesday.
No doubt. Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, YouTube, stillvisionary.com.
Hey.
Y'all got anything? Shout out to my wife. I love you.
Hey, shout out to everybody who buying up all the soap at the grocery store. Y'all some hoe ass niggas.
Are you scared of the coronavirus?
Not. Oh no, okay. Not even. I mean, I might need to be, but I'm not.
Okay.
Like,
it's on the Lysol can. It's just a different strain. It's been on the Lysol can since the Lysol can.
Yeah, it's not a brand.
It's not new.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's as far as like people losing their shit, I don't get that. Yeah. Okay. I'm good over here. I wash my hands. Been washing my hands. So.
No doubt. Me too.
Period.
Oh man. Anything else?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
We love you. We appreciate your support.
No doubt.
And we can't wait to see how 2020 go for us. I expect great, beautiful things, big things.
For sure.
Ooh, financial blessings. I can feel all of that. All of that.
Yo, Houston, Texas, man. I do what I do for myself to prove that I can do it for others. Peace and blessings.
Yo, it feel like 95. Sachi on my body. Biggie, jigger, puffy. All that ballin' is a hobby. And I'm wildin' in my wallies. And them valleys, no Pilates. More weight, get you more wet. Nah, that's these Spumante. My crystal ball, I see crystal. I crystal y'all with that. I saw the sign like Ace of Spades. That Ace of Spades get cracked me like cheers to the money guy. The Willie niggas who buy them bottles. And then they spill these liquors. Yo, salute my dude. I see you, dog. 5 bottles, 1 dick. Why I need 2 bras? I know I'm out of line, but love is shower time. You know it rose rain when your cloud is 9. Get off that high ass hussy. This a private party. Been on my dick too long. Your breath on private party. You gon' be nice and naughty. These walls on priceless Audi. This the upper crust. Fuck is up. Over and done. overdose. Guess we did it again. Sipping with no remorse. We gon' do it again.